This story that I'm about to tell you is basically one of the reasons why I'd be so scared to be a parent. So there's a couple and they have 2 girls and they both work. Because they didn't want anyone taking care of their kids, they decided that one of them would work overnight and the other one would work during the day. That way one of them would always have their kids with them. So dad decided that he would be the one working overnight and the mom would work during the day. So it is nighttime and the mom is putting her 2 girls to bed. She tucks them in, she reads them a book, and she makes sure that they're actually asleep before she leaves to her bedroom. She mentions that when she's in her room on her bed, she can still see the doorway to her girls' bedroom. She says that in their house, they all slept with the doors open just in case like the girls needed them or something happened. So once she left the kids asleep, she goes to her bedroom, she lays on her bed and she pulls out a book and starts reading. So as she's reading her book, she notices a little girl pass by in the direction of the restroom. She really didn't think anything of it because she just thought, oh, my daughter has to go to the restroom, and a few moments later, the girl came back, went into her room, and she assumed she went to bed. She continues to read her book, and a moment later, she sees the figure of the little girl go again to the restroom and again go back to the room. And then a moment later, she sees the figure go back to the restroom, and this time she was like, okay, they are playing around. So she gets up because she wants to see what the heck they're up to. So by this point, the hallway is not lit up. So she kind of stands by the hallway because she wants to catch them, you know, messing around so that she can get after them. So she saw when the shadow came out of the restroom, go back into the little girl's room, and then again go from the little girl's room back to the restroom. So this time she was like, okay, well, I need to go figure out what she's doing in there. So when she gets closer to the restroom, she notices that the door is open, but she sees where a little girl kind of peeks her head out to look at the mom. The mom realizes that this is not one of her daughters. However, the little girl seems to be similar age to her daughters, which is why she thought that it was one of them. The mom also notices that this girl seemed to have like burned injuries all throughout her body. Her body like has a lot of black marks, like charred, like from a fire. The mom says that when the little girl popped her head out, she sees her charred body, like her teeth are also dark, but the little girl looked at the mom like this. Okay, hold on. I'm getting scared. She goes like this, peeked out the door. Mom notices like a burned victim pretty much, and the little girl just smiled at her. In that moment, the mom, all she could think of was to ask the thing, what are you doing? What do you want here? The reason why she said that she was so like brave enough to ask whatever this was, the question was because this thing was obviously coming in and out of her daughter's bedroom. The mom does mention that throughout her life, she's always experienced paranormal things. So that's also part of the reason why in that moment she wasn't that scared, but it did shock her because she thought it was her daughters coming and going. And now she was concerned because it was obviously not her daughter's and it was something that was coming in and out of her daughter's bedroom. So in that moment, she goes back to her room, she pulls out a Bible and she starts reading it. She also calls her husband and tells him he needs to come home, that she is scared, and eventually they do end up bringing someone to cleanse the house. And she mentions that nothing, you know, this little kid never appeared again. I cannot imagine myself as a parent witnessing this. I would be so, there's no way I would be like, what are you doing here? Fuck. I might just run and be like, oh shit, my kids. Like, oh shit, I gotta go back for them. What in the world would you guys do? Because I know some of y'all are parents. Maybe I'd die of a heart attack if I saw that. Like, what the fuck? There's actually another story from this same lady because unfortunately for her, this wouldn't be the last time that she encounters something paranormal. So I will make a video on that story. It's a lot shorter, but I'll post it probably after this one.